There we go. So what is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny in the Booth podcast. Just going to get everything set up and we'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day is going well, week's going well. Hope you enjoyed Super Bowl Sunday. Hope if you were rooting for someone specifically, be it the team. Hope you were rooting for. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. We got lots to talk about. What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny and the Booth podcast. Thank you so much for all the support at this point. I very much do appreciate it. I forgot I didn't even put MLB notes down for this week. There wasn't even much, honestly, that there was. I'll go over on my computer and see which ones are from recent and which ones aren't. My bad. But NFL Honors was this weekend. We're gonna start with football. So there's some stuff that's controversial, and there's some stuff that's not. We'll save the most controversial for later. So Walter Payton Man of the Year went to Jaguars defensive end Rick Armstead. NFL Coach of the Year Kevin O'Connell makes sense. Might have been a fraudulent season. Coach of the Year, I know that's just voting for it. Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame class, Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Shepard. All pretty much very much worthy of the Hall of Fame. No Eli Manning, which I don't blame them. No Suggs, Keith Cleveland, Terry Marshall Yanda, as well as Mike Holmgren. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse of the Rams. That makes sense. NFL Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. NFL Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley. Makes sense. NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain. As much as I would have loved to see Miles going to win it. Offensive Rookie of the Year makes sense. And then where all the controversial talk is. MVP did not go to Lamar Jackson as most people were expecting. It went instead to Josh Allen, and the whole NFL community has gone berserk because this stat that I found pretty much sums up how controversial Josh Allen winning MVP is. Listen to the following stats I'm about to read. This stat I'm about to read. There's another stat I want to read. But listen to this one specifically. Okay? Lamar Jackson, who ended up being runner-up, is the first non-winner in NFL history to have more pass yards, more pass touchdowns, less interceptions, a higher completion percentage, more rushing yards, and a higher rushing average over the MVP winner, yet not win MVP. That tells you how controversial it is that Josh Allen won MVP. Now, what's my perspective on it? I'm not sure, to be honest, what to make of it. It's like kind of puzzling. Like, I think you could really go either or. I think you could, in a way, Josh Allen has the better story where no one expected them to make the AFC Championship game or even the playoffs, and they made the playoffs, whereas like everyone was expecting Lamar and the Ravens to make the playoffs. Probably should make it further, but that's another story for another day. But still just mind-blowing and mind-shattering. But that's the summary for NFL honors. Let's stop sharing that. I don't need to be sharing that tab anymore. Super Bowl recap. So as you all knew, I picked the Chiefs, but I said I was rooting for the Eagles. Well, my pick ended up being super duper epically, absolutely mind-shattering wrong. Eagles won 40-22. This wasn't even a contest. And they got their touchdowns in like garbage time when the game was basically over. This is all Eagles all day long. Cooper DeJean's pick six was just basically like the practical nail in the coffin. They just dominated all game through, and it was just like, holy moly. Now the Chiefs got to think what they're going to do this offseason to rebound from this blowout. This is worse than the Buccaneers loss by a mile. They were shut out through, I think, pretty much through the entire first half, and I think all their points were second half garbage time points. Like, that's how much they got blown out. And by the way, there actually is an Ohio State connection to the Eagles with Paris Campbell, no name, not really no name, but like a wide receiver that they have, not big name. But I just was like, it was just a blowout. Well, Mahomes two picks, and were legitimate picks. Fumble, I don't even know what to say with that one. Hurts' pick was bad. He just chucked it up and was basically saying, just pick it off. Just pick it off. Just pick it off. I mean, he got a deep ball touchdown. What was it, A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith later on. So I guess, should I really be saying, just pick? He just said, pick it off, and he pulled that off later. That's another story. And then, but yeah, it was just a major blowout. I mean, I don't know. Crazy. I was not expecting it. Congrats to Philly. They utterly dominated Kansas City. And if you want to watch what could be entertainment, check out the New Heights podcast, the Kelsey's podcast on Wednesday, because that episode with Travis coming off that Super Bowl loss is going to be something. Also, what's going to be a story with him and Taylor Swift now coming off that Super Bowl loss? That's a whole nother discussion in its own. I am just blown away. Just mind blown. Crazy. But I have a few notes from the Super Bowl. Cooper DeJean is the youngest player in NFL history to score a defensive touchdown on his birthday, regular season, or playoffs. Jalen Hurts is the only QB in NFL history to do all the following in a single game, regular season, or playoffs: throw for 200 plus yards, rush for 70 plus yards, throw multiple touchdown passes, rush for a touchdown, complete 75.0% of his passes, average 10.00 plus yards per average per attempt, or yeah, and win the game. All of that in one game. Another crazy stat, before I mention the stat that I have mentioned here last, both QBs hadn't thrown a pick before this game. They hadn't thrown a pick since Thanksgiving. Yes, you heard me right. When I say that Mahomes and Jalen Hurts threw picks in this game each, it was their first picks since before Thanksgiving. That tells you a lot. Last day, I want to include that I found that was key in this, and that pretty much says it all. Before I make one funny question I had with a friend of mine. Over the last 39 NFL seasons, 7 teams have won 15 plus games in a regular season. Not one has won the Super Bowl. That includes the Chiefs, went into the season 17-3. The rest of the list, 1998 Minnesota Vikings, yes, infamous for that wide missed kick and losing the Falcons, who lost to the Broncos in the Super Bowl. They finished 16-2, including playoffs in the season. 2004 Steelers, aka Ben Roethlisberger's rookie year, where they finished 16-2 overall. The 2007 infamous Patriots, who could not complete a perfect season and finished 18-1. 2011 Packers, who went 15-2. 2015 Carolina Panthers, who went 17-2, and this year's Detroit Lions, who went 15-3, and of course the Kansas City Chiefs, who went 17-3. And that is it for the Super Bowl notes. I'm going to set this up for the games. We're not doing Immaculate Grade because I kind of skipped on that. Set this up while I try to see what moves have happened since last week's episode, because I did not do this ahead of time, which is my bad. I usually am on top of my notes before the episode. So just give me a moment here. Last week's episode. So anything before February 4th. Or post February 4th. Okay. I think that was. I'll include it just in case. Well, let's see. I have a thing here that I think was in last week's episode, and I just want to be sure. Yeah, he was. Okay. So I just have it shared. I mean, I'm not gonna show the note. I'll show the notes once I have it all set up. I'm not gonna show the notes. I'm just gonna read them off once I have it set up. But I just want to get it set up before I uh, start going through them. Alex Bregman's still a free agent. I'll also go over the free agents left, as I have a list on me thanks to MLB article. I don't believe. Yeah, that definitely was okay. So we definitely have one. I think we have two, if I'm not mistaken. Nope. Sorry, I usually will have this sorted out before episode. I go through them, but I just forgot before this week's episode. So just bear with me. Feel free to get in chat and say something if you're watching live, or if you're not watching live. If you have something you want to ask in the comments, do feel free to ask anything in the comments. I'm gonna put chat to the side, on the side of me, so I can see if someone comes in and says something. Cool feature with YouTube streams is like you can be on a separate tab, but have like the chat on the side while you're analyzing something. Multitask. Uh, Baseball season's coming up, and the World Baseball Classic starts. I think next week is the start of the World Baseball Classic qualifiers. Sure, that was last week's episode. Thought it was. Yeah. Moves when like they say that it's before, but it was actually like I hate it when it's like a move where like they claim it wasn't before, but it turns out it was before and you had it, but it wasn't confirmed like till after. That's annoying. No, that was definitely before. Okay, that's a new one. Okay. If you have any guesses as to where you think Alex Bregman's gonna sign, let me know in the chat. I mean, there's rumors he's gonna sign with that he's in talks with the Cubs, so I'm gonna say Cubs, but I really have no idea where he's gonna sign at this point. Just feels like an endless saga. I'll split this up into AL and NL so I don't have big gaps between talks. Once I have AL all cleared, I'll do AL. Here we go. I'm almost done. Not many moves so far. I'm pretty sure this was also 158. Yeah. So Flaherty, no. 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 That's new. That's not new. No. 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 Okay. That was today. Okay. Walker. Gamble, that's new. Cool. Okay. Almost done. I'll go over AL moves, sort out NL, and I'll do NL. Okay. So AL moves since last week's episode. Outfielder Ramon Laureano signing with the Orioles on a 1-year deal that is worth $4 million. Also has a club option for 2026. Tyler Matzek signing a minor league deal with the New York Yankees. Harrison Bader signing with the Twins on a 1-year deal with an mutual option for 2026. It is 6.25 million contract. Angels signed today Kenley Jansen on a 1-year deal for 10 million after his season with the Red Sox. Yohan Moncada signing with the Angels on a 1-year $5 million deal. And last move for AL, Ben Gamel's going back to Houston on a 1-year $1.2 million deal. That's all AL moves since last week's episode. I'm just going to sort through NL, go through that, and then we can get to the episode games. I'm also going to go over what free agents are still left. We still got a good chunk of free agents left. Still, nope. That is. Also, by the way, pitchers and catchers, or at least some of them, have reported already spring training, sign that we are near the beginning of baseball season, which is a good sign. Hmm. Here we have these. No, yeah, L'Oreal last episode. Could be. Now let's definitely got some moves in the National League. Just wrapping up. Huh, I didn't even see that. Okay. Okay. And I just exit out, of course. Okay, so National League moves since last week's episode. Diamondbacks bring back Randall. Actually, that's something I think we reported last week. Clayton Kershaw is coming back to the Dodgers for his 18th season. There's no official contract reported just yet, but it is confirmed that pretty much that he's coming back. Kike Hernandez is also going back to the Dodgers. Padres got both Connor Joe and Jason Hayward. Both 1-year deal for both. Connor Joe's a San Diego native. Tommy Pham heading to the Pirates on a 1-year deal for $4.025 million. Both Scott Barlow and Josh Stallmont both going to the Reds. Barlow on 1-year $2.5 million deal. Stallmont on a minor league deal. Ryan Brazier getting traded from the Dodgers to the Cubs. I think I reported this. Yeah. Oh, right, because I didn't have it written down right. And Pete Alonso is officially coming back to the Mets on a 2-year, $54 million deal with player opt-outs after this season. Those are all the news. Let's get into batter up, strike zone, and daily walk-off. So for starting with batter up 04, you're basically given a swing, and you have to guess who it is. I believe I already know who this is. I believe this is Kevin Youkilis. Surprisingly, it's not. Never mind, I thought so. It definitely looked like Youkilis. Is this Counsell then? No. Okay. Is this going to be someone in the NL East? It's a Brave, and it is NL East. Is it Julio Franco? Yes, there we go. Julio Franco. Played for a whole bunch of teams, played for a very long time. Close enough. Okay, to that right, current day batter up. That swing looks awfully familiar. I don't have a guess off that of exact, so let's just try to at least get details down. Not the NL. Is it AL East? No. Is it AL Central? Let's put in. No. So it's AL West. Is it Altuve? I don't think so, but could at least start to give me ideas. No. Not second baseman. It's shortstop. It's not Neto. No. Jacob Wilson? Oh, wait a minute. Let's see this again. Yeah. JP Crawford. I realized it eventually. I've used the swing and MLB The Show, and it's pretty much the same. Okay, today's regular strike zone. I already know who that is off the bat. Not even a second thought who that is. Yu Darvish. Bingo. All right, let's switch over. This is going to be interesting here. So I know I'm going to get this first try, but let's at least see how many tries this will take for me to get. I'm going to do a few teams, and then we'll call it a day. Let's see how long. Almost 3 minutes. Okay, I'll do a few teams, and we'll call it a night. So the categories are franchise top 3 in homers through 2023, less than 350 ERA season with the Cubs, or that franchise 15-plus games, 2000's top 5 games pitched, and mainly played shortstop. Let's get the shortstops out of the way. Swanson's going to be shortstop. Banks is going to be shortstop. I believe Nafee would be shortstop. Sosa, Gutierrez, Billy Williams. So let's admit this and see how this goes. Actually, almost fully correct, except for Banks and Gutierrez, and I'm assuming swap. Pappas and Dempster swapped. And now fully correct. So it took 2 tries. I will take it. Walk-off homer. So the full correct answer is franchise top 3 in homers through 2023. Sammy Sosa, Ernie Banks, Billy Williams. Less than 350 ERA season with Cubs, 15-plus games, Zip Zebel, Milt Pappas, Burley Grimes. 2000 top 5 games pitched: Kyle Farnsworth, Ryan Dempster, Carlos Zambrano, and mainly played shortstop: Dansby Swanson, Ricky Gutierrez, and Neifi Perez. By the way, I am having issues with my TikTok due to my own causing, so probably won't be posting on TikTok for a while. But either way, let's get back to this. So, same categories, different players. Players this time: Steve Finley, Luis Gonzalez, Paul Goldschmidt, Steven Drew, Yoshi Hisa Hirano, Chris Owings, Alex Centron, Tony Pena, Mike Kaplov, Zach Allen, David Hernandez, and Brandon Lyon. Let's get the hitters and pitchers separated first, and then we can work from there. Believe this is hitters and pitchers separated. Drew is a shortstop. Finley's not. Luis is not. Honestly, let's keep that. Honestly, let's just see how this goes. Almost first try, actually. Pretty close. Okay. Let's swap Cintron, Hernandez, and Lyon. And I'm Angel Walkoff triple. I will take it. So, full correct answers for the Diamondbacks for franchise top 3 in homers: Steve Finley, Luis Gonzalez, Paul Goldschmidt. For less than a 350 ERA season with the Diamondbacks, 15 plus games: Zach Allen, Yoshihisa Hirano, and David Hernandez. For 2000 top 5 games pitched: Tony Pena, Brandon Lyon, Michael Plove, and mainly played shortstop: Steven Drew, Alex Centron, and Chris Owings. For the Braves, options: Hank Aaron, Jose Cabrera, Jim Turner, Mike Rellinger, Alex Gonzalez, Peter Moylan, Orlando Arcia, Eddie Matthews, Brad Brock, John Smoltz, Chipper Jones, and UML Escobar. Let's separate hitters and pitchers first, and then we can work from there. Okay. I think I actually figured out the hitters. Pitchers. Let's flip that. Let's see. Almost a walk-off homer, but a double, and will be a walk-off double, switching those two four, and walk-off double. So the full correct answers: franchise top 3 in homers for the Braves: Hank Aaron, Chipper Jones, Eddie Matthews, 350 plus ERA, under 350 ERA season with the Braves, 15 plus games: Jim Turner, Jose Cabrera, Brad Brock. 2000 top 5 games pitched: Mike Remlinger, John Smoltz, Peter Moylan, and mainly played shortstop: Orlando Arcia, Alex Gonzalez, and UNL Escobar. By the way, archives are up and active. If they are before 69, which is when I started doing daily walk-off, I will do just the Cubs for the podcast. If it is above 69, I will not, because I've already done it either for myself or I've done it on the podcast. Just so you know, I do plan to get archive involved a bit. It just won't be fully, because I don't do it fully. I just do it for the Cubs. Baltimore Orioles: David Cruz, Buddy Groom, Mike Bordick, Jorge Julio, Eddie Fisher, Sam Gray, Fred Holdsworth, BJ Ryan, Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray, Richie Martin, Boog Powell. Okay. Let's separate hitters and pitchers. Ripken's going to be short. Julio, I'm going to say is short. Let's submit this and honestly see how this goes. Okay. Let's switch these two, because that'll at least give me an idea of where I've gone wrong, and something tells me to switch these two. And there's our answer. Walk-off double. I will take it. 3 tries. Just want to clear something in a minute. So, full correct answers for the Orioles: franchise top 3 in homers: Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray, Boog Powell, Fred Holdsworth, Eddie Fisher, Sam Gray, Buddy for less than 350 ERA season with the Orioles, 15 plus games, 2000 top 5 games pitched: Buddy Groom, BJ Ryan, Jorge Julio, and then mainly played shortstop: Davey Cruz, Richie Martin, and Mike Bordick. Let's see. And I'll push 2 more teams. So, Nomar Garcia, Parra, Hideki Ojima, Jed Lowry, Tim Wakefield, Dutch Leonard, Rankin Johnson, Jorge Lugo, Carl Yastrzemski, Ted Williams, Manny Del Carmen, David Ortiz, and Derek Lowe. Let's separate hitters and pitchers. And then I can already tell you, batters I for sure have locked. The question is just the pitching. Let's submit this and see how this goes. As I guessed, hitting was pretty much sealed. Just had to flip the pitchers, and there we go, a walk-off double for the Red Sox. So, full correct answers: franchise top 3 in homers, Cars, Stremski, David Ortiz, Ted Williams, David Ortiz. Less than a 350 ERA season with the Red Sox, 15-plus games, Hideki Okajima, Dutch Leonard, and Rankin Johnson. 2000 top 5 games pitched, Tim Wakefield, Manny Del Carmen, Derek Lowe. Mainly played shortstop, Jed Lowry, Nomar Garcia-Parra, and Jorge Julio Lugo. I will do the White Sox, and that will be the end of the stream and the podcast. Options for White Sox: Frank Thomas, Brian Omogrosso, Royce Clean, Bill Fisher, Wani Uribe, John Garland, Ted Wills, Mark Burley, John Valentin, Jose Abreu, Paul Konerko, Matt Thornton. Let's separate hitters and pitchers. Uribe's going to be short. I think that let's see how this goes. So we got the hitters right. We just have to flip pitchers, and we're all good. So full correct answers for the White Sox, and this would be the last team I do for the podcast tonight. Frank for top 3 in homers for franchise: Frank Thomas, Jose Abreu, Paul Konerko. For less than a 350 ERA season with the White Sox, 15-plus games, Bill Fisher, Brian Omogrosso, Ted Wills. 2000 top 5 games pitched, John Garland, Mark Burley, Matt Thornton, and mainly played shortstop, Juan Uribe, Royce Lane, and Jose Valentin. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching, listening. If you're new to YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave notification button to notify when I go live and or post a new video. If you're new in audio, follow the podcast, do review, hit notification button to notify when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have any ideas for what you want me to do between now and the start of baseball season, please do let me know. Obviously, I'm going to cover the WBC qualifiers, but if you want me to have guests on, or if you want me to do another NFL year in review like I did once upon a time, let me know if you have any ideas. I'm open to any ideas to do between now and the start of baseball season, which the Japan series, I believe, is March 18th to the 19th. Let me double check that. Yes, there's exhibition games for the Cubs and Dodgers before then, but I'm not going to cover exhibition games. I'm only going to cover the main games because those are the actual ones that will count towards Cubs and Dodgers regular season. But thank you so much for watching, listening. I will see you next week's episode 160. Bye-bye.